You are listening to the So Now What podcast with Lana Mankowski, episode number 111.
So now what? These three words raced through my mind time and time again during my journey through fertility treatments. I tried desperately to have a child, but never was able. I yearned for a community to join that could understand my struggles. I couldn't find one, so I created one with the So Now What podcast. I love that you found us.
How are we doing into the start of this new year? Yesterday completed my holiday celebrations. My family celebrates according to the Eastern Orthodox faith. So we had our Christmas celebration yesterday with a lot of tradition, a lot of beautiful customs that we carry over from both my parents' side of the family who came from Serbia and continue to instill in us a lot of the traditions that they were raised celebrating. And it was just a beautiful day. So, regardless of whether you celebrate Christmas or not, or when you celebrate it, I hope that your celebrations for the holidays are coming to a beautiful close and you're ready to get on this train of creating the best 2024 you could ever imagine. And this week, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. If you missed last week's episode, I'd encourage you to go back. We talked last week about the goals that you're choosing. Why are they important to you? Are they really attainable goals? Are they things that you feel attracted to doing? Or are they things that you feel like you should be doing? Are you breaking down your goals into doable little chunks? So, whatever your goal is, whether it's to be more consistent with working out, whether it's choosing foods that really fuel you, whether it's being more mindful about what you're doing each day, start by just deciding what are the smallest goals that I can do. And can I start with the things that are super easy for me to incorporate? Because you want to give yourself as many wins as you can so that you can create the goals that you want to carry with you and not just be someone like I talked about last week who was really good at doing a diet plan, doing Weight Watchers, measuring my food. And the minute I stopped, because I didn't have a pure understanding of why I wanted to lose all my weight for my fertility treatments, the minute I stopped following that plan, it all came back until I found a way to do it that felt super in alignment with my goals and the things that I wanted to accomplish for myself. So, we're going to continue on part 2 of that. And I want to tell you all the ways that I am creating more accessibility for you as somebody who went through fertility treatments and didn't end up becoming a mom to gather things that you need to create the life that you deserve. And the way I am doing that is by up leveling the quality of the coach that I am. Make no mistakes, I believe fully that I have been a fabulous coach to the women that I have worked with and the thousands of women who listen to the podcast and have reached out and sent beautiful love letters about how the things that I've offered them have changed their lives. And let's be honest, I just offered them, they changed their lives to incorporate the things that I teach. But in order to be the best version of me and continually growing, because that's the person that I've chosen to be if I'm not going to be a mom, I want to keep doing things for me that will not only nourish me, but help me to create change in the fertility community. So, the thing I am most excited about telling you is that I am going to start a grief certification for coaching. One of the things that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to fertility treatments, we're dealing with grief. A lot of people do not recognize that we are grieving. A lot of people believe that you have to actually physically lose something that has been in front of you. Lose a family member, you're grieving. Lose a pet, you're grieving. But people don't recognize that you can truly grieve something that might have only ever been a dream. Something that you envisioned in your mind and felt so clear to you, but you don't have that today. That's grief. You're working through grief as a woman who is childless, not by choice. And the best way that I can continue to show up with tools that are going to change your life are by learning how to better carry you through that grief. So I have invested yet again a big financial chunk of money of my own because I want to offer you that. So I'm so excited about my grief certification. I will continue to share the things that I'm learning and know that this is something that I believe you are entitled to grieve is your loss of the dream of being a mom. The other thing I am doing is I am totally changing up the Thrive After Infertility Mastermind. It is going to be very impactful. And if you've gone through Thrive before, know that you weren't missing out on anything, but we're up leveling things this time. So some students may want to join Thrive again. Some students who have maybe only listened to the podcast or been following me on social media may decide that this is the time that you want to get in to Thrive After Infertility. The next class of Thrive After Infertility Mastermind starts in February. There is an application process. You can go to lanamankowski.com/thrive and apply for the mastermind. And as I discussed last week, the reason I have an application process is because I am a coach who will only take on students that I truly feel can change their lives through what I teach in the way in which I deliver it. So that is solely the reason for the application process. It's not like you've got to come up with answers that are going to blow me out of the water or things that are going to make you sound more deserving to be in Thrive than somebody else. It's just because I want you to succeed. I want everyone who chooses to join my coaching mastermind to have success. And the best way I can do that is by having an application process. The next thing I am doing is the Others Day Brunch. If you have not heard about the Others Day Brunch, it is a magnificent event. This will be our third annual Others Day Brunch. This year it is on May 11th of 2024. And let me tell you what makes it so unique. The Others Day Brunch is purposely takes place right before Mother's Day. Here in the US, we celebrate Mother's Day usually the second Sunday of the month of May, and I purposely have it the day before. If you've attended the Others Day, or maybe you saw I had national news coverage on it last year here in the United States, it is a phenomenal event. And the women that come, some are childless not by choice. Some might not have a relationship with a mother figure. Some of the women that choose to come maybe have lost a mother and no longer have a mother to celebrate around Mother's Day. Or maybe they have a struggling relationship with a mom, or they can't be with their mom physically on Mother's Day. And that is why I created the Others Day Brunch. So if you're planning on coming to the Others Day, send me a message either on Instagram or hi@lanamankowski.com because I want to get you on the wait list because of all of the media coverage we got. And there is definitely going to be more media coverage this year leading up to the event. I know that we're going to have a big turnout, but I'm only going to be able to hold a certain amount of people in the room that I'm hosting it at here in Chicago, Illinois. So make sure that you get on the wait list for the Others Day so that you can get your ticket as soon as they become available. And I want you to be there. If you know anyone who attended last year or saw posts on social media, we had women come from all over the United States, Puerto Rico. We had women come from Alabama, Nebraska, Kansas, people here in Chicago that came. But people told me that this was the best way that they were able to celebrate this weekend because they were on such a high leaving the Others Day Brunch that they weren't even thinking about Mother's Day on Sunday. And to me, that is such a testament to the power that we have when we come together as women who want to support each other and not have conversations about, are you a mom? How many kids you have? All the things that we encounter when we're used to going to big events where we don't know anyone. Just know that when you come to the Others Day Brunch, you are going to fit in right away. And one of the most exciting things I'm telling you, and this is the first time I am sharing this publicly, is that I am writing a book in 2024. I am so pumped. This has been something that I only dreamed of. And I decided that this was going to be the year that I put a book on the shelf that not only represented you and the journey that you've been on, but also offered you tools that you can up-level your life. It's going to be a resource that you can keep with you and work through some of the things that have come up for you in the past and maybe some things that might come up in the future. So, me writing the book is going to be something that I know is going to transform the infertility community. My dream is that my book will be on that resource list that you may or may not have gotten from your fertility clinic. My dream is that the clinics that we have gone to and spent thousands of dollars seeking motherhood have a resource for women when they leave their treatment without a child or have chosen not to adopt or get an egg donor. I want fertility clinics to know that they now have something to support women like us, because it is heart-wrenching to leave that clinic or have that last appointment and be left to figure it out on your own. So, whatever of these sounds most attractive to you, I want you to know that all this is done in mind for you, because I have been where you are. I know how hard it is to wake up every day and act like you're okay and act like you've got this figured out. I know how hard it is to be an actor in your life. And when people see you, you feel like you have to act like you've got it all together and that you've made it through the rough patches and that you're okay. I know how it feels to be exhausted when you come home from a day of acting like everything is fine. You haven't done anything wrong because you haven't figured it out yet. There just are not enough resources. But I am here to change that for you. And 2024 is going to be the year that you become the most amazing version of you. And there isn't really much that you have to do besides say yes to you, whether it's making an investment in the Thrive After Infertility Mastermind, joining us at the Others Day, checking out my book, and continue to listen to the podcast, because I know as I'm going through my grief certification, there is going to be more and more jewels of healing and jewels of forgiveness that you're going to be able to give yourself because you weren't able to have the children you always dreamed of. Reach out if there is anything that you want more information on that we covered today, and I will be sure to share that with you and as things move along. So have a beautiful week. I love you. And remember, it's never too late to discover your meaning. I'll talk to you next week.